Have a strict father? Who almost seems robotic and unfeeling? Don't worry, this should console you. These anime's father are even worse than yours could be. They are some of the most ruthless characters in their anime world. Number 6 is Gakuho Asano. There are two kinds of monster teachers in Assassination Classroom: 𝐐𝐬𝐬, the tentacle teacher of Class 3E, and Gakuho Asano, the board chairman of 𝐁𝐮𝐬𝐬 Junior High School, and also a monster of a teacher. Prioritizing his students' education above all else, and encouraging the discrimination of 3E students, Gakuho's methods as an educator are cruel and brutal.
後輩たちはね、君たち A 組のそう仕上げるんだ。ああ。
Number 5 is 𝐏𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬. The tone of Food Wars ends up changing abruptly in its third season with the arrival of 𝐏𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬, father of Irina Nakiri, and the director of Tatsuki, after a hostile takeover. 𝐏𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬 is obsessed with what he believes culinary perfection truly is, and will stop at nothing to achieve it, which is also coupled with his emotionally distant demeanor and manipulative tendencies. 𝐏𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬's unshakable ideals lead him to try and perfect God's tongue using his own daughter as the guinea pig. He subjects her to harsh training, and would even physically abuse her if she refused in any way.
お迎えいただくなんて光栄ですね。ご無沙汰しております。
The Demon King is our number 4. When someone has a title like the Demon King, one can't usually expect a warm disposition from them. The Demon King from the 7 Deadly Sins isn't just a prime example of this, but he also ends up taking the cake for how he treated his sons.
それが負け?
Number 3 is 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬. Some horrible fathers at least pretend as though they care for their kids, but 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬 from Yu-Gi-Oh! Has no problems treating his adoptive children exactly how he saw them, tools for his own ends. A corrupt businessman to a fault, 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬 only adopted Noah and later Sito and Makuba to succeed him as CEO of 𝐏𝐫𝐫 Corp, to ensure his legacy continued after his death. Manipulative and cold, 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬 saw tragic events like Noah's death as just a hiccup in his plans, showing how little he cared for him or his replacement, Sito. Eventually, 𝐏𝐫𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 passes on and later tries to take over virtual reality and the real world as a digitized spirit.
Let's get started! Now then, I'll go first!
𝐿𝐽𝐻𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬 takes second as there's someone better than him. For many, Neon Genesis Evangelion's 𝐿𝐽𝐻𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 is the first character that pops into people's minds when discussing bad anime dads. While he's a driven man who's able to look at things as a whole, he's also quite selfish and cares more for his goals, mainly bringing his deceased wife back to life, than he does for anything else, including his son Shinji. 𝐿𝐽𝐻𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 abandons his son for most of his life and only reaches out to Shinji after he becomes useful to his plans. Despite his intentions and admitted fears of hurting his son, 𝐿𝐽𝐻𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬's attitude, absence, and inaction ended up doing exactly that anyway.
This talk is over.
Our number 1 is the one and only Bondrewd. From the start, Made in Abyss makes it very clear that the abyss itself has a hold on people, and that those who enter it never come back up the same again. For Masked Bondrewd, his obsession with researching the abyss overrules everything else, and in his pursuit of knowledge, there is no line he won't cross. This includes how he treats the children under his care, subjecting them to cruel experiments that are practically death sentences without even batting an eye. Despite how devoted his adoptive daughter Prushka was to him, Bondrewd heartlessly used this to his advantage, and eventually turns her into one of his cartridges to fight off the curse of the abyss. If you enjoyed this video and you like to see more, be sure to like and hit that subscribe button before you go. I hope you have a great day and keep smiling.